All right, yes. So, like I was saying, just a quick recap for everybody. Every good story since the beginning of time follows the storytelling framework, including the books, the movies, the Star Wars, Titanic, DDLJ, Sholay, Hunger Games. And here's how it works. We have got a character who steps in the story. That's your customer, that's your client, that's your hero. They have a problem, they need help in solving it. They need a guide, which is you. The guide gives them a plan how to solve their problem, right? That plan calls them to action to buy from you to solve their problem, right? And then success. If you followed this framework, you met your customers' needs. Ideally, you surpassed them and they love your business, your brand, your work. On the flip side, if your customer does not buy or solve the problem, that leads to failure, and that failure can look different depending on what your client needed in the first place. So that's a good reason why this framework has gained traction and popularly while getting major results. So it allows, you know, businesses to shift the focus from their own accomplishments, like only talking about blowing my trumpet. Okay, I've done this. I have done so many certifications. I've spoken in these many stages. I am handled X amount of clients. All of this is beneficial only to some extent. But unless I'm able to kind of use a story to help you connect with me, that is a game changer, right? And they can actually help the customer, turning the customer into heroic character and business into helpful guide. So this framework is good and we call it as a beautiful, magical method. Okay. Awesome. So what are we doing today? So we are doing something very interesting and I want you to kind of make a note of these three things. So today's agenda is very clear. We're doing three things. Yesterday we did the storytelling framework. All of you have created that framework for yourself. I also showed you examples. I showed you examples of numerology. I showed you example of energy healing. Did I? I showed you an example of health dietitian. I also showed you example of my own, helping people with marketing, right? So I've shown you about 4 different storytelling examples. Today, I'm going to show you some more. You can listen to it while you get the benefit of understanding how it works. So today, we're learning about how to charge more than your competition and still close clients, right? Second is how to use storytelling or story selling to create unlimited client attraction content. And lastly, your $5,000 a month plan using story selling without any tech, even if you are starting out. I spoke to Bandari, I spoke to some of you yesterday as well, who are leaving their corporate jobs, or you've been doing healing work with your family and friends, but you really want to now get out in the world and do it for other people. So we'll discuss about all of that. How do you make that happen, right? With step-by-step baby steps. Okay, I'll handhold you in the process and we will learn all of it. Sounds good? Type good in the chat so that I know you are with me, you're excited. Okay. Now, how do, a lot of people who are into healing, who are even life coaches, psychotherapy, hypnotherapy, you're thinking, okay, a lot of other people are charging so and so. I have to maintain that pricing. I can't go above that. Some people are charging only, let's say, X amount per session, only 1,000 rupees per session, only 2,000 rupees per session. Even I have to reduce my pricing. How many of you feel that way? If someone is charging X, you always try to charge lesser than her, lesser than him. You don't have to do that, right? You want to charge what you feel is right, what aligns to your work. It's a work of intuition. It is a work of strategy later, but first it's a work of intuition. When you're starting out, you work with your intuition. And the business which is sustainable, which is heart-led, is a work of both, right? And I'm here to tell you, here, let's do an activity. We are doing a lot of money maths activity, isn't it? Yesterday we did some, today we're going to do some more. Okay, so I want you to let's say you want to get 5 clients this month or next month, 5 clients into Dash. What is your highest fee that you think you can charge that? Everybody thinks right now your threshold keeps changing as you evolve in business. But right now, what you feel is the highest fee, that, okay, this is my highest fee. I think I can charge this. Everybody has that threshold, right? You think, okay, I can charge this maybe, but not that, maybe 8 lakh doesn't sound very comfortable. Maybe 5 lakh is okay. Maybe 1 lakh is okay. Maybe 50,000 is okay. What is it highest fee? Type that in the chat, or type that or write that in 5 clients into Dash. And what does total revenue become? So for example, it's $1,000. So 5 into $1,000, right? So write that and tell me the total revenue. So the idea is we are going to see how do we make that happen. We are going to see that how do we actually make that happen? How do we actually make that happen? Whatever that fees is that you want to decide, is that possible to make it? And how do I easily start charging people that amount? Okay, so you see, 6 years ago, I slammed the phone down and I started dancing like nobody's watching. Remember, I told you yesterday that I was also running a marketing agency. And for my marketing agency, which was called Mistletoe, I had pulled off something big. I managed to set up a meeting with Hilton hotels. I had this tendency to go for, barge into the doors and meet the decision makers. So I just used to do that. I had that grit. I don't know if I had the confidence, but I did have the grit to do that, right? So I just managed to set up the meeting, and the biggies of the international hotel chain, they needed a local marketing agency. Now, before, so I was running this, and now some of you who are freelancers or who have done work in, such a setup, you know that when companies are looking for a freelancer or an agency, they don't just pick up somebody just like that, right? They meet bunch of people before they decide who do they want to work with. It's like a dating scene. So I went to my major meeting with my colleague Robin, and here we were sitting in the lobby and waiting for the secretary to call our names. An hour passed, and meanwhile, we noticed the teams were marching in and out with other agents, from the manager's office. And the word on the street was that, the Hilton Hotel had already met a lot many agencies already, and about 4 meetups. There were 7 people, 7 potential vendors on their plate, and with more people lined up for tomorrow and beyond. And here's a kicker. We got a wind that other vendors are charging around $500 a month. And I had boldly quoted about $1,500 in my proposal. This was a long time back. And Robin and I started to panic. He gave me a nudge. I told you so. We should rethink our pricing and just change it. I said, have you lost it? The night before, I had pulled an all-nighter researching about Hilton Hotels opportunities, challenges, and I created a bulletproof plan to, rock their social media. And he just told me, just slash your prices. And my anxiety levels were like really high. And I had 2 options. It was going on in my head, and I had 2 options. One is obviously lower the rate and risk the quality. The second was make my price irrelevant. I give so much value that it doesn't matter what I charge. And I followed my gut. I walked straight in. We discussed their current issues. We showcased how they can resolve their current situation. We reached their goals. And then came the moment of truth. We dropped our pricing, and there was a deafening silence. And I was thinking, what would happen next? I was a bundle of nerves. We both were. And I was thinking, okay, maybe they will never call us back. Have you gone through some situation like this, guys? But then I saw the manager assisting the GM. She took charge. She said that, I have approached her. I know the value that she can bring on the table. And they told us that they need some time to think and they'll get back to us. A typical message, right? And that night, I was like fidgeting, tossing, turning, fearing that I have lost the client. The client is never going to call me back. Our prices were like 4 times high and they will just choose the normal vendor. And Robin was telling me again and again, I told you so. That message kept haunting me. And the very next day, my phone buzzed. And guess who was this? The manager wanted to meet again. And the next evening, I received a call from the manager requesting a second meeting. And not only they signed up, but willingly paid in full. And I celebrated that evening with the bottle of champagne. The didn't, client hired us even though there were cheaper options available. The client didn't negotiate and they paid us our top price. Why? Why was that? There were like 10 different vendors, seven vendors we know of. I'm sure 3, 4 more. 10 vendors, good agencies, freelancers charging less, but they chose us. Why? They felt understood. The better your customers feel understood, the safer they feel to try new things, to work with you, which opens the opportunity to get better results. And all I did was use the famous story method. All across our social media posts, in discussions, in the pitches, we basically showcase the problem, show the consequence of not fixing the problem, describe how it is ultimately going to affect their business in long term, short term, present a solution, show our plan like a guide, present the benefits, give them a call to action, give them a smaller call to actions, get the results, prevent them from failing. And why does it help in charging more? Because you see, the deeper you understand your customers' pains, fears, frustrations, goals, desires, the premium you can charge. There are 4 drivers, right? There are only 4 drivers of anyone to make a change happen. It has frustrations, fears, goals, and desires, right? So most people do not do this. People are focusing on making a sale anyhow. They just talk too much and they just try to make a sale. The key is your sale is in direct proportion to the value you demonstrate. Your fees becomes a small percentage of the returns they get by solving their problem. Okay, and not just me, there are some of my amazing people who using these methods in the communication, the websites, landing pages, in the communication, their videos, right? And this is Lucas, who is doing it really amazing. And he also just started very recently, started late in his life. He's around 45. And then we also have here Priya Desai, who got 2 VIP signature programs, $4,200. So she's in Toronto, right? That's why dollars, right? And here we also have Sonal Gambhir, who's sharing the screenshot of her payments that she's getting. And this was, I think, only with the video that she used using the storytelling method. So the idea being, no more hi-fi strategies, no more marketing gimmicks required, right? You simply join the ongoing conversation in the customer's mind, providing a solution that makes them feel understood and builds the trust in you. Right or right? How many of you feeling confident than before? How many of you feeling confident than before? How is it landing to you? And I know some of you were talking about the content. Okay. You're thinking, okay, how do I just pick up the random content, random trending content, pick up the most viral content and copy it, the music. But, when you're starting out, it doesn't work. And you're like, okay, algorithm is bad, the reach is bad, all of that. But we need client attraction content. Client is not going to attract it because you are using a viral theme or a viral song or a trend. What are they attracted about? Why do they want to book a call with you? Why are they interested in working with you? Because when you are able to talk to their four drivers, the four forces of anyone to take actions are frustrations, fears, needs, and goals. Okay. So when I was starting out, I used to have a lot of discovery calls and I used to talk to a lot of people. And I've spoken to yesterday some of you who were wanting to start out, and this is what I suggested. And even with my clients who immediately want to go online because they have learned energy healing, I keep telling them, do not lose touch with your people. It doesn't matter you're going to close them or not. But there is a thing that we do inside the program. It's called money making research. I'm going to give you a small glimpse of it. Okay. This is a marketing planner. My people inside the lab use it. And I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of it. Let me just share it all with you. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, you see frustrations, wants, fears, goal. These are the four forces. They actually do this research for 5 days. And this research includes also by talking to people one-on-one, in the group. And it's a constant affair, especially when you're starting out, you're comfortable financially. I ask you to keep having at least one free call, discovery call, give value to people, because that way you get to know these gold mines. Now, what happens is these are the only four things that help you, that make anyone take action, right? And these four things are their biggest frustrations, their biggest fears, their biggest needs, their goals. Some of you did the intro session yesterday, right? The intro pitch format. The intro pitch format had three different biggest frustration. How many of you remember that, right? And to be able to create that 30-second intro pitch so that people do not forget you, it's unforgettable. That is because we are using the work of money making research, which is using their biggest frustration. Okay, so I'm assuming, let's say you have done the process, you have identified your audience. Some of you are already working in this space for some time. You probably are aware about your audience, about your people's frustrations and fears and needs and goals. So how do we make this happen? Every week, my people have this ready-made reckoner. So they have the FFNG, right? And they have, let's say, for example, they have identified 10 major fears, 10 major frustrations, 10 major needs, and 10 major goals, just like you see here in the planner. Okay. Next step is the method. Now, if you remember, yesterday we also did this example of numerology pose. I'm opening it for you. Remember, how many of you remember this? I read this out, this famous numerology pose that got my numerology client, very high value clients. He got about 5 high value clients in the span of a month. So for example, when he had written this down in the storytelling format, storytelling method, and it includes already 3 frustrations, then what do? we put that into various methods. So what are the methods? Methods means reels, short video, long post, carousels, right? Or then quote. So 5 different methods. One particular frustrations, it can be depicted with 5 different methods. We want to use 5 different methods because we want to play around with all kinds of learners. Some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to see very quickly. That means we have carousel, sometimes we have quotes. And the hooks is when we grab their attention. So for example, the hook here was, it doesn't say normally, okay, the numerology got him his dream job. It says the secret numbers that landed him a dream job. So that is a hook. How do you position your content? Okay, for example, this is an energy healing post, and the hook is how my Himalayan teacher freed me from my monkey mind, or from jitters to joys in 2 weeks. This is a hook. Okay, so now what we do is, let's say we have identified one frustration. The one frustration was getting laid off was the frustration, because recession is happening, getting laid off. And that was one frustration that leading it to not being able to take care of the family, moving back to India. So those frustrations combined with 5 different methods, one hook or 5 different hooks. This is what it looks like. So F10, M5 into H5. So for example, 10 frustrations, 5 methods, 5 hooks. 10 fears, 5 different methods, hooks. 5 different methods means long form post, short form post, carousels, reels, small video. And 5 different hooks, 250 pieces of content. Needs, 10 needs, 5 different methods of communicating that, 5 different hooks, 250 posts. It creates 1250 pieces of content. How many of you want to see that actually in action? How many of you want to see that? Type yes. I'll try to show you a little bit of glimpse of that as well. Let me just pull this out. Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can pull this out for you. All right. So if you see, this is attention grabber. This is the theme of the hook. This is the theme. These are 5 different hook types, and then we batch it. And these are the different formats or methods: reels, live, carousels, quote, video, photo, right? So this is what I mean by creating from 10 different pain points, or 1 different pain point, we can give you 5. So for example, there are 10 frustrations, even if it's one frustration. So one frustration, like the guy, so the deal was he's teaching numerology, and how using numerology, the person was able to get out of his jobless situation, right? That was my client. Now, one pain point was, for example, getting laid off. So one frustration into 5 method. That means 5 pieces of content, 5 pieces into 5 pieces plus, sorry, 5 pieces into 5 hooks. 5 pieces into 5 hooks. That means 25 pieces, right? So one pain, one biggest frustration can give you 25 pieces of content. How many of you are getting it? Give me a smiley. So I just wanted to show you how story selling, if done right, if by really understanding your people, their pains, their frustrations, their needs, their goals, can help you churn out content like a cakewalk, because it's there in you. And all you have to do is just use the format, use the method to connect with their mind and churn out content. You don't need so much of, tech, strategies, templates, trends, nothing. Okay? There are 10 different frustrations. Methods are important because we want to leverage on videos also, text also. Some people are visual learners. Some people are audio learners. Some people want to learn only quickly. So you want to do photo post also. You want to do quick 5-second reels also. That's how we do it. Okay. And for that also, we have ready to use templates. I don't want you to spend time in creating templates. Your work is not to become a creator, a graphic designer. Your work, if you are a healer, just be a healer. If you are a coach, just be a coach. Use the systems and processes. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's not your job. Don't start becoming a best writer. You just use the framework. We all have a free resource. We all have a free VA. What is it? Chat GPT, right? AI is a free, everybody has a free copywriter who is going to correct your language. So all you need to do is just sit down, come for Thursdays, every Thursday we have a weekly co-creation. Everybody comes in and we co-create our content using the story selling framework in 2 hours. 7 days pieces of content is done. It's scheduled, it's automated. We don't even go out every day and start posting. It's done. Okay, how many of you found this helpful? Give me a smiley. I want to make sure that you understood. How many of you found this helpful? Give me a smiley. Right? So here we have David Smith who says, woohoo, I managed to complete my 90-day calendar over the weekend. And he got the story method prompts also. Sometimes you get lost. Okay, how do I write? What is the prompt? So I give you prompts also. I give you the prompt and use the scripts. Just fine tune the scripts and just use it. Okay. Awesome. Karina Manjul. So every week we are also sharing progress update. What is the progress? So Karuna Manjul is sharing her progress that I completed the video challenge, secure 30 leads, and doing content creation using the story method. So we do weekly progress because otherwise you can keep buying courses. They're sitting in your archive. Nothing is moving. I want everyone who, if you are working with me, I want to track your progress and see if things are moving for you. It's not just about getting another course and not doing anything about it. It's actually about making a difference every week. Okay. We use even in DMs to nurture our leads, even in the messages. Okay. Awesome. So just to quickly recap everything that we have learned so far, that, your story method to attract premium clients with ease and joy. Most important keyword for me. Without chasing them, hard selling them, getting lost in social media tactics. You use this to, talk to people in person, on online or Zoom, right? In gatherings and meetups, getting leads. Okay. Give me 1 second. Why is my, right? So yes, so we did the first part. We understood how to charge more than your competitor. First of all, I don't believe in the idea of competitor. Nobody is your competitor. You cannot be your competitor because you are a Reiki healer. You are a Reiki healer. I'm not confused between the two. I'm only resonating with one person who I resonate with. That's how it works. And I only believe in collaborations, right? If two people are doing a similar work or same work, they can always collaborate. And that's what we do in the community. We want to collaborate with people and how we can leverage each other's strength to create more impact and to create more abundance for our own selves. How many of you are with me? You want to believe in collaborations and not competitive mindset. And anyway, if we are in a healing coaching world, with that mindset, we will not be able to go very far. Correct or correct? Right? Okay. So we've done how to charge more. We've also done how to create unlimited client attraction content. And now comes your why $5,000 plan. Now let's see, how do we use a simple story selling to make $5,000 and more per month? Copy this plan, which I and my clients and members use. Okay. Ready? Awesome. Now this is something which is right now on a broader level, right? But depending on your background, your strengths, your years of experience, it becomes a little bit of we of course make a lot of changes. Your story will be very different to other person's story, but the framework remains the same. Let's see. The 4-step beautiful approach, it allows you to get sold out by turning strangers into super fans and clients. Don't have to use any hi-fi tech, no cringe-worthy sales methods. We use this method till we start making at least $5,000 consistently. People who want to get into ads and all of that, also great if you have the budgets and resources. But I always tell you to start, at least $2,000, $3,000 consistently, organically using this method. And then you use money in ads to do webinars and one-to-one. Webinars and one-to-many, right? Good? Sounds good, everybody? Okay, the first is the content. You attract your dream clients with your client attraction content, like we just talked about, be it on social media, be it on networking meetings, online, offline. Every time you're talking, you even say a line about your business, it is content, right? And when you introduce yourself to someone or a group of people, that is content, which has the power of attracting high value clients. The content piece is so powerful that it touches your audience heart, your soul, making them feel understood and also get quick wins in the process, right? Some of you who got a lot of quick wins yesterday, you got so many quick wins that you actually paid for an audit session yesterday. I just offered you a small audit session because it was a free session, but you got quick wins, right? That is what your content is also all about. Now, it is used, obviously, created using story selling method. Next comes lead magnet. The content drives them to your lead magnet. Lead magnet is anything that your potential clients gets to experience what it is like working with you. Some people will find you on social media randomly, right? Like, for example, if I have gotten convinced with the content so much in like 2-3 posts, and I've actually bought therapist programs. Some people, you want to book their call and see again what it's like working with them, get some quick wins in the 1-hour consulting or discovery call, and then take a decision, right? That is a lead magnet. Lead magnet is anything that gets them to experience what it's like working with you, and quick wins for their burning problems. So it can be a call, it can be a video, it can be a small training, right? After the lead magnet, the next natural step after someone who has been wowed by your by you in the meeting or through social media content from any of the two pieces before this, they want to book a call with you. They already love you and can't resist talking to you in detail, exploring what it's like working with you. Remember, they already have reached that stage of know, like, and love with you. They are kind of looking up to you because that's why they booked a call with you. And the last step is, this is where they show up on Zoom. You have a discovery call with them where you listen to them more to understand their current situation, and based on their inputs, help them arrive at the best possible solution for them. Help them understand your system, make them confident in themselves, help them remove any objections to arrive at a decision, either yes or no. It's very important. If people say no, it's very good for you, because most people don't say no. And your job, if you use the process, is helping them take a decision. Most people are there because they want to say yes, but they like, okay, they just do no, they either say no, they're just neither saying no, nor they're saying yes. So your job is to help them quickly pick up a side and move on. Okay. And if it's yes, how to get started with you in this, you can do it directly in Zoom itself. And like we talked about, business is all numbers, right? It's a combination of both strategy and energy. And when it comes to progress tracking, when you come in our weekly sessions, I also ask you that what is the percentage closure? How many calls are you booking every week, and what is the percentage closure? So for example, if you have booked 10 calls, you have closed about 4 people, the percentage is 20%, right? Numbers help us track progress. Otherwise, we cannot track progress, right? So this is what we do, is the function of both strategy and energy. And now this Zoom call is done using the self-selling method by your potential client. They effectively sell themselves on the value and the benefits of your program with a very empowered decision. And this is what you facilitate. You simply act as a mentor or a guide. Your potential clients want their hands to be held, not someone in their face, like talking, 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 just like you see in the normal sales call. It is a beautiful method crafted to making that magic happen. What does that all mean? That means I give you the framework for each one of them. I give you a framework of storytelling for the content piece. You also have the framework of the lead magnet. In fact, the word by word script. Of course, I give you the liberty to fine tune it, change it as per your work, as per your what you feel called to, as per your personality, right? I also give you a script of the calls, the Calendly form, the email that you are sending, and the Zoom script. So when you're talking to them for 45 minutes, acting as a guide, what do you say? Each and every word to help them take an empowered decision, to help them actually feel that, I got to take charge. I'm accountable. I'm not here to do time pass. And how do you help them to actually take an empowered decision step by step using neuroscience? Okay, so you are being held in each and every step of it. I'm giving you the ready-made framework, the ready-made script, ready-made word by word, which you feel free to tweak it, get it audited by me if you want. You can play around with it, because this is what has been working forever, right? Forever for me, forever for my clients, and for all my 8 years of career in the selling and marketing field. Sounds good? So how many of you, before I move forward, how many are feeling amazing about it? Like AMZ, how many of you feeling confident than before? What is it feeling like? Tell me that in the chat. I am moderating the chats here. What is the feeling? How are you feeling about it? Tell me in the chat. Keep it coming. Keep it interactive. How are you feeling about the process? What are your questions? Do you think this is something that you can do? How confident are you feeling about this process? Are you thinking like, okay, wow, this is good. I want to do this. Are you like, okay, I do have questions. Ask them away. All right. So by now, Shweta, Mitali, beautiful, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Gandharv, great, awesome. Okay, so by now you know the story selling method to attract high value clients. You also know the 4-step system to start making $5,000 consistently, right? And here's what I want you to do once again for the 3rd time, some money maths to find out how many clients do you need per month and the amount of money you want to be able to make doing what you love doing, right? Healing, dog communicators, psychotherapists, hypnotherapists, teaching language, tuitions, teaching physics, teaching AI, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, so let's do this. Decide on the fees per client. Let's say you decide to charge whatever that looks like for you. $500 or $1,000 per client. for a one-to-one healing sessions, I would suggest this fee to be at least $1,000 for more or more if you're talking about high value. Okay, done. Everybody done? Type done in the chat if you're done with this. So if you ask me, people who are starting out for the first time, how do you go about it? One-to-one. See, most clients, most people do one-to-one healing once a week in the span of 3 months, approximately 45 days or 30 days. So that's how it is. Like, okay, for example, you get a client for $1,000. Your model could be, it could be for 7 days, it could be for 30 days or 45 days, however you want to deliver. Okay. Next is decide on the number of clients per month. Now, depending on how are you servicing them, how are you serving them, also decide the number of clients per month. So, for example, $1,000 is the fee per client. How many clients do you need or aim to work with each month? Is it 5? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 6? Is it 10? How many? And the total revenue aimed. Multiply the fees per client by the number of clients per month. So, for example, $1,000, it'll be $1,000 into 5. Let's say, for example, it could be $5,000. Everybody done? Tell me that number in the chat. Tell me that number in the chat. All right, Neha. Okay. Now, a lot of you are kind of, how many of you are in this position that, you're kind of sick and tired that you have to do selling yourself, you have to do creation of the program, you have to serve the client, you're doing everything yourself, you're like juggling, right? And I want to tell you again that, it's okay in your, whatever you've done, your psychology school, medical school, healing, nobody's teaching all of that. They're not teaching how to actually do this work, do the selling. They don't teach you, how to be entrepreneur. I am an MBA. They don't even teach an MBA also. They teach you the big M&A, mergers, acquisition jargon, jazz. But when it comes to an actual nitty-gritty, they fall short. It's like learning to how to drive a car without sitting behind the wheel. So now what's happening is, tell me if this is you. There are 4 functions that I see in a business for you, all of you. Wow, Asavari, that's great. So Asavari says $3,500. Amazing. Okay. So there are four gears of business engine, and creation, and I would say creation or learning, right? Creation or learning, which involves designing, transforming programs. A lot of you are like always learning, some doing some certification, some program, some another tarot course, some other Reiki course, some other level 1, level 3, level 10, level whatever, right? So creation or learning. Marketing is where you are telling people how you can help them. Selling is actually turning interesting people into paying clients. And serving is when you actually got the client to deliver them, right? So I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, are all these 4 parts of the business running equally or not? Yes or no? Tell me an honest answer, everybody in the chat. Are they running equally for you or not? And I know, right? So marketing and selling is functioning very less for so many of you. Some people are just busy thinking they're busy, they're working, but you're only busy in creation, learning, or serving, creation, learning, serving. You are doing very less of marketing and selling. And that is probably why, because you are doing everything by yourself. You're not relying on system processes for business. For business runs on systems and processes. It's like gears. It has to run on fixed system and processes, like an engine, right? It has to have the right machinery. And let me tell you a very sad fact that 95% of small businesses fail in the first time, according to the Small Business Administration. This is the sad truth. Because a continuously profitable business needs to have all these 4 functions properly running. And we are going to learn how to do this. This is the invitation for you to now fix this. How many of you want to really fix this and go on for the next 5-10 years? Not just try it. It doesn't work. Okay, I'm only, I've not. How many of you actually have given it your given your all before you want to quit? A lot of you are like just doing creation learning mode, and then you're like, okay, it didn't work for me. The tarot didn't work, law of manifestation or the teaching thing. I'll go back to my job. I'm looking for a job. But did you even spend like 2 years only marketing and selling properly, using systems and processes? Only if you've done that, then we'll talk about it, right? So all of this is like nothing is like a fluff. It's real work that we've been talking about, right? That's been working for, that's worked for so many brands that I've worked for, so many clients that we've worked for, the members who are doing it, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a new buy, if you're a completely new into this, starting for the first time, starting late in the life. It's all about baby steps. It's all about taking actions. You've not taken action for so long, no? Now it's about taking baby steps. So um, the benefits, and I again spoke to some of you who have the gift, who have the talent, right? And it's time. Imagine if you use simple story selling, is going from unknown to well known in your field. When you go well known, then people want to work with you. You selling out becomes easily, right? So if there's anything to take away is that this is a replicable system, right? And finally, it's a pathway to turn your passion into a consistently profitable business, doing what you love doing every month on month. So the obvious question is, how do I do that? How do you apply it, right? And you have a choice. You have a choice. Do it yourself. Do the trial error. Get the uncertain results. Do it for 1 year or more. Go back to the same thing. Keep trying. Keep doing webinars, courses. Or you actually do it, finally take charge. Do it with the proven system. Do it with results. Track your progress. Do it with the community. And I want to ask you, some of you already have, probably have some courses, have been, how many of you have already invested in many courses? You already have invested in courses, you have already invested in time and learning. You've been doing for quite some time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 years. But you're still not making a thriving living. You still are dependent on for your income, for your sustainability. Why are you still stuck? It's not that, you have a knowledge gap. The knowledge gap of how to do sales, how to do content, how to get confidence, how to get program, what all of that. Knowledge is easy to get. How many of you agree with me? Knowledge is easy to get by watching free videos, webinars, buying courses. Knowledge is enough in the market, right? The number one reason people are stuck is that entrepreneurship gets lonely and you lack accountability. Why is it easy for us to work in a 9 to 5 job, even though it's paying less? Because somebody is keeping us accountable. Somebody's on our toes, right? Even if it's paying little, we are just doing the work and we are just getting it done. It is difficult as an entrepreneurship because nobody has taught us that method. So when you were a kid, you were told by your mom to brush your teeth every day. And now you do it on an auto mode every night, every morning. Because everyday external accountability from your parents turned into an internal habit. Just like even the school gave you a system to learn, revise, take pre-test, ultimately succeed in exams. But entrepreneurship isn't like that. Sorry, it does become lonely when you're starting your own business, whatever that looks like. There are no group studies. You don't have a teacher by your side telling you what to do. Your mom and dad are not there by your side telling you what to do and go sit and work the way they used to do it. It does. And that is why it's not because of your knowledge gap, you don't know how to run the business. It's about that accountability to actually grow and make it. That is why it's not everybody's job. Everybody wants to try it because they give big dreams about entrepreneurship. They give big dreams of becoming an online healer, online coach, because you see, okay, you can make that kind of money. That's great. I can make $5,000. I can make $2,000. But you will not be able to make it because it requires a lot of work here and here. That is not you are trained with. It is easy to go back to, it was easy in school, it was easy in job. It is not here because you don't have the tribe or somebody telling you. But tell me honestly, if there is an ecosystem that provides you the community, the accountability, the progress tracking, the checks, the audits, I bet you will start turning your passion into consistently growing profit. You'll be rocking at it, isn't it? Right? I have been using the story selling framework throughout this entire session. And this approach has gotten me results. I'm following a proven process, right? And I have been the same framework for a lot of workshops, a lot of different kinds of workshops. I do AI workshops as well, and consistently brings me dozens of high value clients every time, right? So, and what we're talking about is the proven system, something that has been worked, and the community, the accountability. And I'm going to play this video again that I did yesterday. It's my favorite. What happens? What happens when you have the accountability, the consistency, the community, the audits? This is what happens.
Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Cue me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, hack me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am a victim of police brutality. No, I'm not a man to be.
My only job right now is to help you spread your light. You are a shining star, but you may be shining only within your shell. And my job is to spread your light to hundreds and thousands of people across the world. The world needs what you have. And my job is to help you be ready to. You need to be not for you. If if you're a content with wherever you are, spending another 3 to 5 years just thinking about doing, just thinking about keep watching the free stuff, keep being independent, or going to the job that you don't like. It's only for you if you have the fire and the desire to make your passion into thriving living and make it your mission. Do the uncomfortable. Alone you have come this far, right? With a coach and a community, how far can you go? I owe a lot to my mentors, because of them I have expedited my journey by at least 5 years, right? Awesome. So yeah, imagine being able to now finally being able to close high value clients every week, every month, and get hundreds of high value leads, close deals with premium clients about 30 minutes on Zoom, right? And have client attraction content so that you can finally have the best talent for your business. You can also hire people, right? You can consistently grow month on month. You can get that house, car, holidays that you've been dreaming for. Invest in your and child's education and passion. So I want to introduce you to the 12-week challenge. Now we have kind of made it to 8 weeks, even faster, because we're getting a lot of results inside the community. How many of you would love to be a part of this? Give me a smiley. So that means no missing steps, no confusion. I'm going to force you to master the steps. Okay. Just like these people have been doing it. And we have these Christy Parker, right? People are messaging about their success every week here. Nora is sharing the team's progress every week here in the chats. You see, the number one reason people don't get started, the most common excuse they give to themselves is that, okay, I don't have an offer yet. Okay, I don't know what to sell right now. What don't know what to post. Now, let me tell you, I wish I got this advice when I was in the same boat. When you don't have an offer to sell, but you know what you're doing. If you are a tarot card reader, if you are a dog trainer, but you know what you're doing, this is the best time to start building your visibility, growing your fan base, generating tons of leads. Because when you are ready with an offer, 6 months down the line, 1 year के बाद तो हो जाएगा ना. 1 year के बाद you will be able to get, right, an offer. Even after 1 year, you won't have to hunt around looking for clients because you already have warmed up leads. You don't want to dig the well when you are thirsty, right? You already have. If you are in a job, if you have a gift, start doing it, because it might take 6 months, 1 year to have that offer if you want to get ready. I want a quick example of this. This guy called calisthenics. He's a calisthenics expert, right? And he's really good at what he does. He used to post videos on Instagram, and he was not selling anything. He was just doing it out of his passion. And 1 year he kept posting amazing videos. One day he thought, okay, now I'll start teaching others. He just posted one post saying that, okay, I'm going to teach to people, and this is my recorded program, and this is my fees. He was over flooded. He was oversold. That's the beauty, right? And there are other people who are like, okay, I want to start my business. And next month they're saying, okay, I'm not getting clients. It doesn't work that way. You have to make your audience go from know, like, trust, love you. And you do that with story selling. Okay, awesome. Okay, now inside this challenge, inside the 2 weeks content to clients, what we do is we work with, remember, the money making research, wherein I give you the 5-day process to understand how do you go about knowing your clients' fears, frustrations, needs, goals. This is a 5-day exercise. You get a marketing planner, and that helps you come up with hundreds of them, because that is your cash cow, because that is what you need. Some people can go about doing tons of marketing, but they never hit their clients' psyche. Why? Because they're not talking to their goals, their needs. The client is not going to tell you, okay, this is my goal. The client himself doesn't know. It's you who will find that out. And there's a process to dig that, right? So you do that. So basically, you're going to save a lot of time in creating those perfect short, long scripts for the post. I'm giving you the ready-made scripts. I showed you a lot of scripts, right, yesterday. I'm going to give you scripts. In fact, some people who come for the weekly sessions, and they are like, a different niche. Like, I had this person who was from a tantra niche, and we didn't have a post like that. We actually happened to create that life for her, right? So I help you create a lot of different story selling posts. Using one piece of content, you can create 10 different pieces. So the idea is that to get rid of the overwhelm, confusion, guesswork on the content ideas, you need to have the powerful content for 90 days in just 2 hours, because we have the methodology here. Just use that. AI. Use AI to fine tune your scripts. Use AI to quickly churn out the story using the framework. Okay. You get the I teach you how to do the AI story selling as well, right? And we basically mastered the art of story selling and using it for different formats, whether it's video, whether it's introduction, whether it is a long form, whether it is for blog. The framework remains the same. How many of you are excited about this? Okay. And okay, Lalatika, all this is fine. That's great. But I still have confidence issues. I do not know how to be able to ask clients about high pricing. I don't know how to ask clients for about $1,000. That's difficult for me. I'm scared of posting every day. What will people tell me? I'm literally shy. I want to tell you all of that is a game of mindset. Entrepreneurship is 80% mindset, 20% strategy. Like we have been talking since yesterday, it has not been taught to us when we were growing to become an entrepreneur. We have always been conditioned to be an employee, a very good employee. We all are very good in becoming a 9 to 5 employee. We know how to obey, how to get work done, not get work done, how to do the work. But we don't know how to get work done smartly and be very proficient and be the master of our mind, be a confident superstar, be the powerful man or woman. You don't know that, and that's okay. That I've been there, done that. I had the good fortune of working with different mentors. I have been a part of different communities, and we are activating that in every week. We are meeting every week for that mindset coaching, for the somatic coaching as well. Sometimes it's difficult for us to even accept large amount of money. So we do some somatic exercises as well to how to make it easy for us to receive money so that it's it happens. And let me tell you, I thought that it's going to take a while, but when I do these exercises, it's a matter of not even weeks, a week. You don't know how they say that time and distance is an illusion, right? So you just extension, you do extension of your energies. You extend anything by energy extension, not by time. You don't decide that, okay, I'll start earning $5,000 in the next year. My goal is to start making this by the next January. No, I can do that right now by extending my energy. It's all about energies away. We are a few energies away, not time or distance away. Right? So we do that, and I will invite you to my amazing training also. We're doing it next month. How to start attracting anything you want. Client attraction 9 minutes manifestation routine that I do every day before I go to social media. And some of you will also learn go live like a superstar. 7 days boot camp. Some of you are also starting for the first time on social media or after a long time. You do not know what is your voice or what clarity do you want, right? You're like, I do want to do something, but I do not know what. So we do something called find your voice. 30-day sprint is only about finding your voice. I give you 30 different prompts. I check, and by 30 days, you get a lot of clarity about your communication style. What kind of themes you use, what kind of your style is your style doodling, is your style metaphor, is your style videos, is your style writing. You will discover your strengths, and then we capitalize on that to create um, other forms, create other forms of content, right? So it's also a journey to discover your strengths, your wow factors. It 1 to 3 months, you will discover a lot of things about yourself. You will claim your inner power. Everybody has that very differently wired, right? Okay. So we did story selling mastery. We did the mindset mastery to regain confidence, mindset, power. Okay. What else do you need in to excel in entrepreneurship? Especially content creation is a pain. If I tell you, okay, Okay, so Hasani, how many content did you do last week? We're like, oh, I didn't have time. I had a parents teacher meeting. I had this guest over. I had my office meeting to go to. Okay, but what if I tell you every Tuesday or we meet at 11 a.m.? Why VVF? If you want to ask questions, just type in the chat. Mm, so, what if I tell you you come and co-create the content with the community? Every week you have the framework. We sit down and we have the framework, and we start creating content for our next 7 days, for our week's content together. We do a co-working session. Co-working session means everybody knows what to do for next 7 days. They are co-creating their content. They have I do something called divine downloads. A lot of you know of it about already. Some of you are knowing it for the first time. Divine downloads are content that comes to us from our intuition whenever we are going for a walk, whenever you are running, whenever you're in the washroom, while in the shower. And I tell you how to capture the divine downloads. And sometimes it also comes by talking to a customer. And it's a ready to use inventory at any given point. How do you so everybody has divine downloads, and you have a story selling framework. Now everybody uses their own divine downloads and story selling framework to create their own unique pieces of content. So for example, we say, okay, now reels time. Next 30 minutes is just creating your reels content. Next 30 minutes is creating your long form content, right? And everybody's done the 7 pieces of content for 2 hours. And then they also automate and schedule it. You schedule it for the entire week, so that you don't have to go and rush. Oh my god, today I did not post a story, or oh my god, today I did not post my reel. It's all done. It's all done on Thursdays. Thursdays is all about getting work done on the marketing front. Don't touch it again. Focus on serving, focus on creation, focus on other things, focus only on selling, booking appointments, and meeting people. That's what I want to want you to focus on, because every week I'm going to ask you, how many people did you manage to close? What's this percentage like? Right? Okay. Absolutely. Can you just change your name? I do not know how to pronounce your name. YYVVF. Yes, I spoke about NLP, right? Why not? It's for, we're talking about coaching, no? Harpreet, coaching and healing. NLP is no different. Is it different than coaching or healing? Anybody? Okay. So we talked about story selling mastery. We talked about the confidence power mindset. We talked about co-creating weekly content. Okay, and lastly, what about a growing friendly community? A group of smart, savvy entrepreneurs by your side to cheer you all the time. You always have a community. You come join, you're making friends. You have people from various parts of the country, various parts of the world, people from Sweden, people from US, people from Toronto. You're making friends with them. You're collaborating with them. Most importantly, I want people to do IG lives together, do collab on all your offers. See if you can co-host anybody's offers. And let's say you're talking to them. Okay, I made this progress. I launched this webinar. What did you do? Everybody's sharing their own journey. You're not doing it alone anymore. And this is the mistake I did, a lot of people do, and that basically wastes your time. The time that you could have saved, you could easily save those 3, 4, 5 years of time by not doing it alone. Do it with a community, with a mentor, with a coach, and you'll be doing it much faster. If not now, then when? You'll be losing a lot of time. We all have limited energy. We say age is just a number, but energy reduces. That's a fact. The energy that I have right now, I might not have the same energy next 2 years. I want to do a lot of things that I always dream of doing. These are the offline community sessions that we had. We had amazing fun. This is a Facebook group community that we have. I ask you to post your wins, your questions, your everything every day, right? And lastly, personalized coaching. You want anything, anytime you want, come for the weekly session, you want a piece of content audited, you want a personalized coaching. Okay, Latika, I have this launch coming, I have this client call tomorrow, I'm feeling a little jitters, what do I do? Or you're saying, okay, I have this created this program, but I am not getting many eyeballs, what do I do? So you ask these questions. Okay, I have done this work, I'm going to track your progress. The personalized coaching happens. Okay, sounds good, guys. How many of you are feeling amazing? So you have the storytelling mastery, co-creation with the community every week, live coaching community. Okay, feel free to ask your questions. We are opening, the forum is open for questions. The pain of growth, right? Some people will not be able to, like, okay, but I'm doing so many things, I have this thing also coming, I have that thing also. You know what, your mind is always keeping you from doing the hard thing. You know that, right? Of course, this is going to be asking you to do the hard thing. But remember, we always have choices of hard. You can be here where you are. That's also pain that's also pain of staying where you are. That's causing you a lot of frustrations. That's causing you right now not being able to. Yes, Suhasini. Yes, yes. Some of you are asking for the link already because you have got to go. Okay, I'm going to share the link. How many of you want the link? Just type link in the chat.